kicking off with Soups tonight. And the first clip is right here at the beginning. And I think Soups, now chat, what do you think? You think Soups liked the movie?
Inspired.
Soups, of course, getting early access, as always. King Shill. He really is King Shill. I think somebody said that. But he definitely is. He gets all the access. He gets all the interviews.
Using the topic of discussion as always, which is superheroes. So you guys are here for one thing and one thing only. I just got back from watching Fantastic Four. I went to the world premiere last night, and now I've woken up this morning, fired up this camera, and let me tell you guys first and foremost, we won. The movie's fantastic.
Oh, I thought he was going to say we're back. I thought he was going to say we're back. Marvel's back. Now we won. We won with this. I'm sure we did. I'm sure I'm going to love the movie as much as this guy did. I'm sure I'm not going to see any flaws or faults in the movie because this guy didn't see any.
Let me tell you guys first and foremost, we won. The movie's fantastic. The movie's amazing.
I believe he did say that for Superman as well, Doc Proc. I think you are correct.
Amazing. And honestly, ever since I've seen it, I've had so many conflicting feelings in the best way possible.
I might have to do that, Narrow Dark. That's a good idea.
Because I am happy and I'm fulfilled with the movie that I saw. However, I am equally as heartbroken that we are going to have to wait a year and a half until Avengers Doomsday. As many of you guys know, going into this film, we know.
For now, chat, I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked at all if they delay Avengers Doomsday another 6 months. Year and a half for now, because it was supposed to be a year from right now. Avengers Doomsday was coming out, and they pushed it back 6 months. I would not be shocked if they push it back again.
We knew it was going to plant seeds for Doomsday, and because it's the last Marvel film before we get that movie, and holy cow, the post.
Now, I've heard some of these shills in their reviews say that this movie did not do really anything to set up Doomsday. They just did in the post-credit scene. And that the movie itself is kind of its own thing, and you don't have to follow anything of what's going on in the MCU to enjoy the movie. So I don't know what he's talking about here. Again, this guy is just a delusional NPC. I'll know for certain when I see the movie here in a little bit. But yeah, so I don't know. I've heard a lot of conflicting reports from the shills on this movie.
Credit scene, post-credit scenes. This video won't contain any spoilers for my Fantastic Four reaction, so don't worry about that. But, yes.
Can't call Soups a shill since his Captain America review. Well, the guy literally was on the set. I think I have this image. The guy was literally on the set with James Gunn and friends. I don't have it. Actually, hang on. Wait, maybe I do. Give me 2 seconds. Yep, here, I got it. I got it for you guys. I mean, this image right here, hanging out on the set with James Gunn, this is payment. This is payment in exchange for positive praise of content. So I do call Soups a shill, and this image right here is why. And he gets this shit all the time, by the way, all the fucking time. And he got it with this as well. He might not have gotten, because I think he's blowing James Gunn on a regular basis. So James Gunn gives him basically whatever he wants. He might not be as close with Disney Marvel as he is with James Gunn. But this guy gets all the access. And that's why he's getting the hashtag King Shill moniker as well. So you're welcome to disagree with me. You have your opinions, but I have evidence.
The post-credit scene does post-credit scene, and there will be so much to talk about when the film hits theaters this opening weekend. And so,
all right. So the next clip is at right now, 1 minute and 20 seconds.
When it comes to the film itself, guys, I had such a great time with this movie. It's hard not to smile and enjoy myself when I'm watching 4 characters that I grew up loving.
And this guy doesn't even review shit. It's like, it's just an NPC review. I love this. I love everything about this. And he doesn't even say anything.
Come to life on the big screen, and their chemistry is through the roof. The dynamics are perfectly adapted. And, you know,
Well, JC, you might be correct on that. We're going to get into Eric Voss next. And I will say that in terms of this movie, you might be correct. I think Voss, because Voss got something that even Soups didn't get. Little spoiler.
when it came to the casting of the Fantastic Four, the one casting I was most iffy on was Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards, because Pedro is one of the biggest actors in the world. He's quite literally in every
Pedro Pascal is probably on the Epstein list.
thing. He has
Look at the way he acts.
3 movies out in theaters right now. And so when it came to casting him as Reed, I always felt like it was more of like all right, let's just get a big name to play this character instead of casting someone who just like perfectly fits Reed. But I could not have been more wrong. And having seen the film, his performance as Reed is my favorite performance of the entire movie.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Even the other shills aren't really saying that. They're saying that he did good, but which I don't think that he did. But they're highlighting Torch, like he was good. I hear The Thing doesn't really have a whole lot to do in the movie. I'm hearing Vanessa Kirby is good. But I'm not thinking that Pedro is going to be really all that much of a standout. I think they're just jerking him off because it's the thing to do now. It's the thing to do for access because he's in literally everything. And they probably want to get invited to Mandalorian and Grogu next year, which he's going to be starring in as well. And I can't wait to get to ripping on that.
He so perfectly first.
And I would not be shocked if he's a Pedro file. Get it?
Well, he has like an accent, and he doesn't speak the way Pedro normally speaks. And
he has an accent and doesn't speak the way Pedro normally speaks. So that translates to a fantastic performance. Okay, 5:28. We're going to skip ahead a bit here.
Too predictable for me. I feel like going into Fantastic Four, so many of us already knew that this movie was going to be good. You know what I'm saying? This isn't one of those cases where
Real, we already knew that this movie was going to be good, and these people get angry at us when we go into, The Acolyte, Captain America, Brave New World, D.E. Ironheart, and everything. When we go in knowing that something's going to be shit, they get angry and call us toxic and say that we need to be deplatformed. But when they go into it, and I make this point all the time, but it's always funny. They go into things. We knew that this was going to be good, and that's a perfectly fine opinion to have, and you can't criticize us for it. Pathetic. What a sad man.
many of us already knew that this movie was going to be good. You know what I'm saying?
Did he do his fucking facial hair, by the way, the same way that Pedro does? Doesn't Pedro do that fucking cringy mustache with the goatee combo there as well, chat? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't follow Pedro at all, but like, isn't that kind of what he might be doing here? Trying to copy Pedro Pascal's facial hair. What an embarrassment.
This isn't one of those cases where Marvel has a film on their hands where they just put out great trailers, but then the movie turns out to be bad. No.
The trailers for this were not very good, by the way.
We all just had such high confidence in Fantastic Four because Marvel knows this is one of those projects they just could not mess up, and they definitely treated it that way.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that there are projects that Disney Marvel goes into and they say to themselves that we can afford to mess this up? Shouldn't they have that mindset with literally every project that they make? Are they going into D.E. Ironheart and they're like, oh, this show doesn't need to be good, let's half-ass it. Oh, She-Hulk, this doesn't need to be good, let's half-ass it. Oh, the Marvels, this doesn't need to be good, let's half-ass it. If what you're saying is true, then no wonder everything that Disney does is complete fucking dog shit. Like, what a weird like praise of this movie.
Saying this isn't one of those cases where Marvel has a film on their hands where they just put out great trailers, but then the movie turns out to be bad. No, we all just had such high confidence in Fantastic Four because Marvel knows this is one of those projects they just could not mess up. And they definitely treated it that way. You know, the Fantastic Four are some of the greatest Marvel.
Why not treat every project that way? So is what you're saying here is that like, oh, they knew that they couldn't, maybe this is what he's trying to say, and allow me to translate. Disney Marvel knew that they couldn't beat you over the head with the fucking woke shit in this, which they already kind of are low key, but just people seem to be okay with it for some reason. But like, they're not going to beat you over the head with the woke shit in this one. And they're trying to tone down the woke shit in the build up to Doomsday. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know, because all this guy does is just NPC fucking fangasming in all of his reviews.
Characters of all time, and this movie uses that to its advantage, and it knows it, and it flexes that, and that's a part of what makes it so good. We knew this movie was going to be good, but how good is it? You know, is it better than Superman? Is it better than a lot of the other Marvel films we've gotten?
Now, something to pay attention for, and as we go through these shills tonight, chat, will the shills who got that crazy big access to Superman say that this movie is better than Superman? Soups got crazy, as we saw, crazy access to Superman, but did not get as much as, he still got access, but didn't get anywhere near as much access to the Fantastic Four set and everything. So let's see what he has to say. I don't even know if he says it. I know that some of these shills did.
Is it? You know, is it better than Superman? Is it better than a lot of the other Marvel films we've gotten? So the way I'm feeling right now, I think it's top 15 MCU. And that is a compliment. Some people might take that the wrong way.
Great. Okay, memers, any memers in the chat, there's your screenshot. I think we could do something with that. I don't know what that face is. As for what he just said, top 15 in the MCU, that's a compliment. That's mid, if you ask me. I mean, top 15, that's pretty mid. That's like, I'm not a big fan. That's like, I'm not a big fan of this movie. That's middle of the road. That's 5 out of 10, maybe 6 out of 10. I don't know. That's a interesting praise of the movie. Oh, that was meant to be a compliment, Marvel. Don't take my access away, Disney. Don't take my access away. It's meant to be a compliment. Don't take my access away. Guys are ripping him in the chat as well. Good shit.
Bro, the top 10 MCU films to me are like all damn near 10 out of 10s. I
wouldn't even say that, to be honest with you.
Adore all of those movies with like everything in my being, and so I do think it could potentially be debatably top 10, but for me, it's right now it's sitting at confidently top 15 MCU. And again, that is such a compliment considering we've gotten like 40, 50 MCU projects over the course of this universe.
What a that was a simple Soups take.
I ain't got a good brain.
And I don't think it's better than Superman. I do think Superman is better.
Oh, I wonder why. Chat. You don't think it's better because you didn't get as much access. That's why you don't think it's as better.
I also think Thunderbolts is better. Like Thunderbolts, I don't know about you guys. That film just
that does not give me hope. Now, again, I don't take anything these shills say seriously, but when he says that he liked Thunderbolts better than this, that makes me think there's a chance I might absolutely hate this movie, and I might really have to go in on it extra hard, but we'll see.
Had such a special place in my heart and hit me in so many different ways that I do still have Thunderbolts over Fantastic Four. However, Fantastic Four is still extremely enjoyable.
Thunderbolts didn't even really have a final boss or a villain. It just had a dream sequence and a group hug. And like that, and that's considered like the best movie of the year. I don't get it.
I can't wait to rewatch it, and I do have it in that top 15 MCU range. Whereas for something like Thunderbolts, I do have Thunderbolts in my top 10 MCU. Don't care what you guys think. That's
You can call me a shill all they want. Charles, do not come in here and say Bob after Sunday. I have had enough. I'm a little bobbed out after Sunday. Jesus fucking Christ. He doesn't care. Well, there you have it, chat. Soups doesn't care what we think, chat. But do you know who does care about what we think, apparently?
Welcome back.
Eric Voss of the New Rockstars. He cares what people like me think. He cares what the Gatekeepers Alliance thinks because, as we're going to get to here in just a second, he dropped a little bit of a sneak diss on me and the Gatekeepers Alliance in this review, and we're going to get to it here in a second. First of all, chat, Soups in or out for Soups? I don't know. So I'm going to say out for Soups because he doesn't really do anything to stand out, and he doesn't come anywhere near Voss. And speaking of Eric Voss, it means it is time for
Gonna take the love that drag me away from you. There's nothing than 100 men I'm going to
Voss's closet, yo. And he is in Voss's closet. He's got the blue background. He's locked in. It's kind of dark in there. He's got a light on his face. Eric Voss, who has a hashtag fake wife, hashtag beard wife, and a bearded child as well, by the way. For those of you who don't know what a beard is a person of the opposite gender who dates somebody who is gay to make sure that average, ordinary people don't realize that it's to help hide the closeted gay. That's what a beard is, Darth Ghostface. A straight woman who dates a gay man, or in this case, marries a gay man so that people don't think he's gay. And he probably had someone else sleep with her to conceive a child. Hashtag fake wife for Eric Voss as well. Jacob 2.0. So Eric Voss starting right off from the beginning. I mean, just look at this guy. Definitely screams Voss's closet.
To New Rockstars, I'm Eric Voss, and this is a spoiler-free review of Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps. I was fortunate to see this movie on Saturday as part of a press day, where I also got to interview the director, Matt Shackman, and this
got to interview the director of the movie, chat. Now, Shill, hashtag Shill access, and also,
You just made the list!
I mean, that's an automatic at this point. Automatic at this point. Did he take him into the closet as well for this interview? Hashtag beard speed.
video, I'm going to walk you through what worked in this film, what I personally needed to see more of, whether it is the win.
You see, and that's like the most to a criticism you'll get from Eric Voss. You know, what I loved about the film, and he's not going to say what sucked about it, what I didn't like. Oh, what I wish I saw more of. That is the closest you will ever get to a criticism from these shills.
Walk you through what worked in this film, what I personally needed to see more of, whether it is the win Marvel needs, and at the end of this video, my numerical score and my ranking among recent Marvel titles. And even though I hate these kind of head-to-head comparisons, how Fantastic Four compares to Superman.
All right, chat. What do you think Eric Voss will give this movie on a scale from 1 to 10? What do you think, chat? I know what it is, so I'm not going to say. I did guess, and I was close. I wasn't spot on, but I was close. People were saying 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. So I'm not going to tell you guys. We're going to get there towards the end, but I guessed it, and I was close. I was very close. I was 0.0, or I was 0.2 off in my guess.
And why it's okay to love both of them. And before I get started, look at this awesome, fantastic break.
I don't need to see, I don't need to buy any of your awful merch, Eric Voss. Anyway, so Voss kicks off his review. We only have a couple clips, but a lot of shit to get into though.
some general thoughts. Here is what I posted on social media on Saturday evening after seeing a press screening of the film.
Got to see the movie back on Saturday, chat. Got to see the movie 4 days ago. Must be nice.
Fantastic Four First Steps is the most visually dazzling film Marvel Studios has made. Galactus rocks. He's enough of a reason to see this movie. There are other reasons: the music, the performances, the action, the world, a step in the right direction.
That is the I just gotta say, his profile picture on X is like one of the gayest photos I've ever seen. He's like, I'm thinking about coming out of the closet. I'm thinking about it. That's what that picture screams. That's what that photo screams. Like, you can tell he's thinking about it. Like, there's the door. There's the door just off of camera. And I'm thinking about walking out, just like, hey, motherfucker.
For Marvel, I was stunned at how hard the sci-fi goes in Fantastic Four First Steps. Even the brawn in this movie has brains. Tonally, it has more in common with Interstellar, Contact, The Martian, and Independence Day than it does with the
classic Shill tactic. Oh, it reminds me of this, and this movie that people like.
average MCU fanfare, my kind of movie. While the relationship dynamics and humor play better for me in Thunderbolts, as a parent, I can't deny the joys and terrors Fantastic Four First Steps evokes. I'm left curious about some world details, but Matt Shackman succeeds in staying focused on what's important.
Okay, so that's in a nutshell Eric Voss's thoughts. Now, Eric Voss's rating on a scale from 1 to 10 and his sneak diss coming up right here.
My final score and ranking of this movie. I give this movie a do not look like an idiot 12 months from now when people say that you are a shill and have bad taste in movies. Such a computation is impossible. Whatever. 8.8 out of 10. I liked it a lot.
8.8 out of 10. Eric Voss, a channel with 4.27 million subscribers, still lets people calling him shill get to him. Now, if I would have let this slide if not for the fact that 2 days ago I dropped a video calling him out, calling him an MCU shill, and ripping on him for being in the closet as well. But anyway, 8.8
out of 10.
8.8 out of 10 and a sneak diss. You're not going to convince me otherwise. That was a sneak diss at me, and that was a sneak diss at the Gatekeepers Alliance, because who has been screaming, who has been shouting out on a weekly basis that Eric Voss is a Disney show, and he's seeing it in the I told you guys, these people see what we're saying about them. They don't have the guts to call us out by name, of course, especially this guy. But they see what people say in the comments. I know the real rejects, they're a sneak dissers as well. And 8.8 out of 10. And sneak disses, they're seeing our criticisms. They're getting roasted in the chat. People are dropping shill, calling them shills in the chat, in their comment section as well, and when they go live. And they play it off. They play it off like it's not a big deal. They play it off like we're nobodies, but they are fucking shills. He is a fucking shill. He stood right behind Leslie Headland just to get a whiff of her stank. And he went down with the ship for the Acolyte. Because, as you can see right behind Leslie Headland's disgusting ass, there he is with a big smile on his face. That's how big of a shill Eric Voss is. I might have to do a video just exposing Eric Voss individually as a shill. Just take all the clips I have of him, put it together, and explain it. I'm sure he would love that. Leslie eats more pussy than Voss. That is a very astute observation from Star Wars Marvel purist. Anyway, so after his review for Eric Voss, we also have, let me get this up.
Tension.
Eric Voss's interview with the director of the Fantastic Four movie. Once again,
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and I was lucky to have a chance to interview Fantastic Four First Steps director Matt Shakman at a press event last weekend, where I got to ask this seasoned director behind WandaVision about Mephisto, whether Agatha could ever be Franklin Richards' nanny, how Galactus fits in with the Celestials, and I was able to get so many cool insights into this film. Our conversation does not spoil anything about the film. Don't worry. I chatted with Matt before I even saw the movie, but it was...
And I'm sure that has nothing to do with your 8.8 out of 10 rating for this movie, the fact that you got to talk to the director. Of course not, chat. Of course not.
Such a cool opportunity and such a great conversation. I just really wanted to share it with you all. Hey, I also got to talk to Herbie, where I also asked that guy about some lore.
At least it's a robot, not a child. That's all. Okay, at least it's a robot, not a child.
Questions when it comes to the 828 universe and Nova, but I only got so far for reasons you'll see in the second half of this video.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
What a terrible channel. What a terrible channel. So I'm not going to go through any of this, just the fact that he got an interview. There you go, Jacob's future wife.
Us, you just say yes, sir. My opinion is that there's never too much garlic that you can add to sauce. Can you even taste garlic?
What the fuck are we even watching? All right, I'm done with Eric Voss. Eric Voss, definitely in here. Eric Voss. Look at this. The whole second half of his video is talking to this stupid robot that's probably being controlled by a remote and just says automated things. Look at this. This goes on for 10 minutes, chat. Anyway, Eric Voss, definitely 100%. He's in for the sneak diss at the Gatekeepers Alliance and for Shill getting Shill access to the director of Fantastic Four.
You just made the list.
All right, who is? I don't even remember who's next. Oh, I know who's next, you guys. I know who's next. He's in the thumbnail. I mean, and speaking of gay, Soy Boy Koi. Now, look at the hashtag Doggate 3.0. What the fuck is that? What is the fuck even is that? He's standing, that mural or poster or whatever the fuck that is, he's standing in front of. Doggate 3.0.
That's hello, you absolute lovelies. I have seen Fantastic Four. I'm here at the world premiere. This is going to be my non-spoiler review of America's New Ass. I can.
Let's go, lesbians.
I'm doing it right now, you guys. I'm doing it right now. Hashtag list.
You just made the list.
Soy Boy Koi in the list for that gay shit and Doggate 3.0.
Not believe that the two most comic book movies I think I've ever seen happened within 2 weeks of each other. This is a review coming from a place of gushing and admiration and confusion and bafflement because
Soy Boy Koi, by the way, works for it is confirmed works for DC and actually interviews cast members on he actually appears on like the official like DC HBO Max YouTube channel as an interviewer. Like that's the level of access he has.
this was Kirby, this was Byrne, this was Wade, and this knew it. Like this was something that was so deeply entrenched in comics.
Okay, so 40 seconds is the first clip through a minute and a half. So he is actually on he's on one of the sets from the movie. I guess they rebuilt one of the sets on the movie at the premiere he went to. He's on the set and then he goes over and like gropes some random man. I have no idea who it is, and it's about to happen right now.
Going to be very nerdy and very in love with comic books. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscription bell. Also, leave a comment on this. It's an Andrew.
Follow this guy. He's amazing.
Follow this guy.
Follow this.
Okay, so we may have found Soy Boy Koi's gay lover here. Anyone have any idea who this is? I have no idea who this is. If anyone in the chat knows who this is, please tell me. He might need to be put on the list of shills. But yeah, we may have found Soy Koi's gay lover.
And we're going to talk about it on his channel.
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
are.
It's going to be
Yeah, we
amazing.
are. It's gonna be so
especially with the
good.
2 movies back to back.
I don't even know who that is.
So
I don't think I want to know who that is.
I would say this movie, in addition to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube buttons, this movie is something that is so proud and confident in its comicness. This movie is
Speaking of proud and confident, right? Speaking of pride, right? After what we just saw, right, chat? He looks very Soy Koi looks very prideful and proud here with his gayness.
that is so aware that we live in a culture that has accepted comic books as a medium. There was a time for years, like X-Men wearing black leather. There was, all these movies that had to kind of
look at him. He's walking around on like the official set, and he's gonna walk onto it right now.
Homage and nod at the comics. This one just takes you on a journey,
Look at that.
like a Silver Age journey, and unleashes comic book glory at you. And the way it does it is so.
They're letting him film on this official set, by the way, as well. That's access.
In a traditional movie sense, in a traditional 3-act structure, but it does it at like this feverish pace. So at no point do you feel like you're watching beats. Everything you've seen in the trailer is scattered throughout the film, but that's the pace of the movie. It's this insane pace. Now, I stopped watching trailers as soon as possible. I stopped in the second trailer. I've since
This guy's a fucking lunatic. All right, so Soy Koi on the set. Next soundbite is at 2 minutes.
because of the scope and scale. You guys know Galactus is in it. That isn't a spoiler from the trailers. But when you actually see Galactus, the first time and the last times, I got chills. Like, I leaned forward in my seat.
Dude, it sounded like he said, I got shills there, didn't it, chat?
And the last times, I got chills. Like,
I got shill. Now, I got fucking shills in this live stream. It's literally what he said. I'm telling you, we are rent-free in the Real Rejects head. They can't even they can't even do a review now without crying about the fact that people call them shills. Remember, we covered it 2 weeks ago. Soy Boy Koi cried because he was on the back of a comic book and he was bragging about it on X, showing off and bragging about how he's on the back of a comic book and he got to interview people and all the access he gets. And he said, over half of the people were calling me a paid shill and access, and it hurts me. It hurts my feelings. And it also hurts my feelings when people comment on my hairline. This guy is, dude, I'm telling you, these shills live up to their fucking nicknames. It's hilarious.
Lean forward in my seat. And also, Silver Surfer worked so different in the use of the story. The way that Silver Surfer is incorporated here feels very authentically Silver Surfer, but also is a reason she's Silver Surfer. And I love that.
MCU Silver Surfer. I'm sure that they all love MCU Silver Surfer. That's how bad. Yes, Charles. That's how bad it was that even John Roca called them out for it. That's how bad that they were shilling, that even a fellow shill called them out. Amazing. Next clip is at 5 minutes, 20 seconds.
Ben Grimm. I got emotional a few times in this film, and
Soy Koi did an impression of his boyfriend. Soy Koi got emotional because, again, this is masculinity in 2025, by the way.
wasn't thing. Ben Grimm. I got emotional a few times in this film, and it wasn't with the moments I was expecting, but I stayed at like a 7 of emotion with Ben Grimm. I was always like, oh, the thing, Ben. And like Evan's performance is fantastic, and it feels so like the cartoon and so like the comic, and so like he's a dude from Yancey Street, so you cast like the right guy.
I'm sure I'll get emotional watching the movie as well. That's probably a great correct take. I wonder how many times Roxy cried. She says she cried 10 times during Superman. 7 minutes, 30 seconds, final clip. I guess they were telling him to get the fuck out of the off of the official set of the movie at the world premiere that they rebuilt.
And man, did he do it. So this movie, one of my favorite comic book movies of the last few years. I think one of the most comic book movies of all time, and a movie that I think warrants a rewatch. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this film. Let me know.
I'll be sure to let you know, Soy Koi. So moving on from Soy Koi now, we're going to go right to his gay lover. And Roxy, who, as always, I like to point out, is a huge fan of me personally. And let's hear what they had to say. Real Rejects, kicking off right at the beginning.
Nation, Roxy and I, moments ago, like 5 minutes ago, we just got out of a jam-packed screening for Fantastic Four First Steps. So we are, of course, going to give you our immediate reaction.
Blowjob Stryer. BJ Stryer.
And thoughts. We've only talked about it for like 20 seconds. Before we go into that, I do want to say,
look at her holding that microphone. It's like she's sucking dick with that microphone. Chat. Look at this.
And thoughts. We've only talked about
look
it
at her
for
like
20
seconds. She wants to put her mouth around that thing so badly. Blowjob Stryer.
Before we go into that, I do want to say, Real Rejects has launched another new Fantastic Four First Steps inspired shirt. Take a look at it.
Gotta sell your merch. Gotta sell your merch, right, guys? Minute 10 seconds. Look! What did I just say? What did I just say, chat? Look at this. What did I just say? What did I just say? Look at that. Oh, you guys think, look, I know these shills better than they know themselves. Look at that. Sucky $5 Strya. I don't even have to try. They do it to themselves.
I had very low expectations for this movie.
Of course you did, Roxy. Of course you fucking did. Of course you did.
I'm not exactly sure why. It might be because it's only following Superman by 2 weeks, and all the hype was around Superman for me. All the press was around Superman for me. I just wasn't.
No shit. You guys got to interview James Gunn. Another great pause face. Simple Roxy.
Focused on Fantastic Four at all. And so going into this, I kind of was hopeful, but I thought this might not be up my alley. How about you?
Yeah, I was more like I was a little apathetic about it. Like I was hopeful. Of course, I wanted it to be good, but it looked like it would be like a good MCU movie.
Remember, we exposed this last week. Movies that they say are bad, movies that they don't like, and claim to criticize in their reviews, 7 out of 10. We exposed that on last week's show.
But it didn't look great. It didn't look like I love the third trailer. But
it was only an 8 out of 10 is what this guy's saying. It only looked like an 8 out of 10 movie for me.
But I wasn't like over the moon about enthusiastic, even though I've been reading all these comics that are getting me more excited. So I went in with a bit of apprehension. And so now that we have watched it, what would be let me ask you this before we give away our full feelings on it. Who was the standout character for you?
I think it was Johnny.
Really? Johnny, huh? Why? What about Johnny?
Man, first of all, he's hot.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God. Garrus Vicarian, where are you? There he is.
Damn Lord.
Thank you, Garrus.
No pun intended.
Thinking of
You're a Joseph Quinn fan.
Yeah, I'm a big Joseph Quinn fan.
Damn
I
Lord.
think that he was perfectly cast. I think that he is funny, endearing. He had me laugh
Blowjob Stryer strikes again. BJ Stryer.
the hardest of anybody. And I know that that's more his character than some other people, but the way that they played him in this was so different than the previous movies that we've seen. I just think that he nailed it and brought to life a character that I have never cared that much about.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite? Who was the standout for you?
My personal favorite.
Can I guess?
Who do you think would
I guess it's either going to be Vanessa Kirby or Pedro Pascal. He's going to say, that's my guess. I haven't seen this part of the clip, by the way. I think I'm going to predict it's either Vanessa Kirby or Pedro Pascal.
I think it was Sue.
It actually wasn't Sue.
Whoop.
It was the one who I thought I would have the hardest time actually seeing.
Ben?
No. Ben would be my second favorite. It was Pedro Pascal.
He was amazing.
Yep, of course. What a shock. What a shock. Got to get that invitation to The Mandalorian and Grogu next year.
Reed Richards. When I was seeing him in the trailers, there was so much about who he like, and especially liking it to the comics. I was like, I'm not really seeing this, and I feel like I'm only gonna see Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. The reason these guys are shilling for Pedro is because he's literally in everything, and they think that if they say anything negative about him, that could get brought up down the road, and you could lose some sort of access. Remember, I am convinced that they lost their access to Deadpool and Wolverine because they shit on the Marvels. They were out there like, oh, we got uninvited, or we didn't get invited to Deadpool and Wolverine. And I believe it was because they shit on the Marvels. And then that's why they came out and apologized for the Marvels. Because in their apology, they said like, oh, we're not even invited to Deadpool and Wolverine. So you people calling us shills. Whoa, what the fuck, And we exposed that in a video that's up on the channel. All right, when's the next clip here? Shit, I'm losing my place. That was 205. Okay, we're going to skip to the end here. 2020 is the final clip, and we're done with the real rejects.
Captain America, which I know that you didn't love. I know.
Yeah.
Superman.
Oh, they didn't like Captain America Brave New World. 7 out of 10, right, chat? 7 out of 10. I didn't like it. I'm not a shill. 7 out of 10.
And Thunderbolts, and you loved Superman and Thunderbolts, and this movie, of course. Where does this lie after first viewing? We won't hold you to it. You guys probably will hold him to it. I know how you work.
It's weird. I actually feel
I love you too, Roxy. Thanks for the sneak diss there, Roxy. I know you're watching.
like this movie's better put together in terms of like it's not like I can see some of the messy seams of editing and pacing when it comes to Superman, but Superman gave me more emotion that I
now you got more access for Superman.
Really connected to. I do think this is a better constructed movie. Thunderbolts is more of the sensibilities I personally appeals. But I don't know. I guess I would say
the crazy thing about that, Greg, is you and I are on the exact same page when it comes to it. I actually think that this story-wise was so great. And
Roxy, you like The Rise of Skywalker. So, like, honestly, that should disqualify you from being a professional. That should immediately disqualify you from being a film critic. I just gotta point that out. Liking The Rise of Skywalker should disqualify you from being a film critic.
It was so well crafted that it might be the best of those four. But Superman is above this for me. So I think I go just because of the emotional, personal impact that movie had on me and how much I love that character and how much Lois Lane impacted me. But this movie, I so am excited to see the future of Marvel because of this, which is really cool. So I would probably at this point go Superman, then this, then Thunderbolts, then Cap, which I still even liked Cap, but
of course
it's a good year for superhero movies so far.
Yeah, and especially
not at the box office. Just pointing that out. And it's not looking like Fantastic Four is going to have a good performance at the box office either. But we'll see. Could be wrong.
Actually, honestly, this is one of those experiences where you could watch these Superman and Fantastic Four and they complement each other.
And how cool is that in 2025 we have Superman?
Yeah, I agree with Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan. Just stop. Get the fuck out of here, Roxy. You guys are on the list. We got Eric Voss and the Real Rejects on the list. Next up, we have this clown.
Tonight's the night I get to see Fantastic Four.
Oh my God. Dude, this guy definitely has his camera filter on. 100% has the camera filter on. Yeah, I think Star Wars Marvel purist knows. Every one of these shills, man. Every single one of them. Uh-oh. We got to play Where's Grogu? Someone says there's a Grogu in the up. I see Grogu. I see Grogu. You're wearing the merch, probably got that sweater for free, probably got whatever that action figure in his hand there is for free. And I see Grogu in the back. Disney shill confirmed. Where's Grogu? For those of you new here, we always play a game with these shills. Where's Grogu? Because they all have Grogu in the background. Right to the right of his head on the top shelf behind the glass, right behind Vader, of course. There's Grogu. We found him.
Oh yeah, there's my bitch.
All right. First clip is right at the start with this clown.
That is honestly the only way that you can say the Fantastic Four now, just from how purely memorable Michael.
Dude, this guy really has, like, he has like a Sawyerism filter on. Like, dude, like, seriously, like, completely cleaning up. Like, when StreamYard reset for me, when StreamYard did that update, it like randomly turned the filter like all the way up, and I like was like, what the fuck is wrong with my screen? And I had to turn it off. Like, this guy looks like worse than I looked with my filter all the way turned up. Really weird.
Giacchino's scores. It's been very much memorable since they premiered it at the Comic-Con that I went to last year. They did this whole fireworks show, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Okay, don't care. What's the next clip? 3:30 is the next clip.
To that, as well as, of course, just my reaction to the Fantastic Four right after this. And then my full review will be up tomorrow. But let's tune in. Let's go in for this. These are my initial thoughts going in. It's my most anticipated movie of the year. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. I'm going to go fill up my lunchbox with some fun snacky snacks. I got my Fantastic Four shirt. And so let's go.
Freaks me the fuck out. Okay, let me guess, sir. You loved it for 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Let me guess, you loved it, right?
Herald my return from the Fantastic Four screening, and man, am I on a cloud nine right now in a retro futuristic 60s cloud.
Does he have a multiverse saga ball cap on, hat on? Are you serious? Like the worst, the fucking phase 4, phase 5 multiverse saga, like the worst saga thus far in Disney Marvel. Like you have that hat on. God, what a fucking shill.
9 because the Fantastic Four, well, it lived up to the hype. As my most anticipated movie of this year, it hit all the moments, and it was different than what I expected, but in all the best ways. Let's share my out of the theater reaction that I.
Let's not. Let's jump to this idiot's review.
I herald my return.
Fucking 21-minute non-spoiler review. Wow, just wow. Okay, first clip is at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, chat, what do you think this dude's rating is? He did his on a scale from 1 to 5. What do you think this dude's rating is?
Nah, this is very much just the perfect introduction for the Fantastic Four. It's a perfect film leading into Doomsday.
Hint, he said perfect twice just now. Out of 5, chat. Out of 5.
In some sorts, and overall, it is the movie that the MCU very much needed. And I know you're going to hear the MCU is back. You're going to hear a lot of that stuff. I said the same thing with Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts was that success of showing a breath of fresh air in certain lights.
It's not back at the box office, you clown, but we don't have to talk about that.
And the Fantastic Four continues that breath of fresh air, but even to a whole other degree. The Thunderbolts very much feels in line with what the MCU was, but telling a different story in a different tone. The Fantastic Four First Steps very much is a completely, radically different movie that
Okay, next soundbite is at 4 minutes. Let me jump to that. Oh, we're almost there. There we go.
Which he did in the Mission Impossible franchise. Personally, Pedro Pascal is like currently my favorite actor working right now. Like,
oh my God, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Oh, no. We are not shilling for Disney.
We'll go and see whatever this guy is in. Does not matter if it's Eddington. Does not matter if it's The Last of Us. Does not matter if it's a small little indie film that's on Amazon Prime. I will go and see what Pedro Pascal's in because he's just such a fantastic actor. And Joseph Quinn's just like, he's great. I love him.
Okay, rating on a scale from 1 to 10, guys. You got your guesses in at the 21-minute mark? I know what it is. Here it comes.
Fathers and mothers, and a lot of people are going to immensely love that so much. This is the breath of fresh air you've been wanting. If Thunderbolts was like kind of your nice little kickoff to that breath of fresh air where it felt familiar, but it was also different, the Fantastic Four is that continuing step and one that very much surprised me, even as being my most anticipated film for this year. It met my expectations. I would say it almost even exceeded them. This is, again, a film that I built up to be just everything I could want, and it's going to be my new personality, the new thing that I just fall head over heels in love with. So with all that said, I'm going to give the Fantastic Four First Steps a 5 out of 5.
Oh, shit. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. A lot of you guys in the chat called it. A lot of you guys in the chat called it. What a clown. Perfect film. All right, so I'm going to watch this tonight after the stream. I'm going to watch this after the stream. And I'm going to go into it with the expectation that this guy said that this is a 5 out of 5 film. Let's see if I am satisfied after it's over. I'm looking forward to it. All right, and the last Fantastic Four shill that we're going to get to tonight is the Nut Gobbler. The Nut Gobbler. Should we put him on the list for the 5 out of 5? I'll put him on for now, but we might have to take him off. We'll see. Nut Gobbler, who I just had to put this in here because apparently she got to see the movie with some friends.
To watch. I was giddy watching this movie. The first 30 minutes or so, I just had a big smile on my face and I was laughing and giggling at things that were being said. And I was like, yes, I was like so excited about Easter eggs that I saw on the screen.
Nut Gobbler, one of the ugliest women I've ever seen. I don't know how anybody was capable of knocking her up. Anyway.
I watched with my good friend Greg from Real Rejects. He was right next to me and we were just like,
oh, she got to go watch the movie with Greg from the Real Rejects. Oh, that must be really nice. That must be really nice. Did you guys do fake reactions?
At things that were being said, and I was like, yes, I was like so excited about Easter eggs that I saw on the screen. I watched with my good friend Greg from Real Rejects. He was right next to me, and we were just like, the whole time.
Of course you were. Of course you were. People were probably looking over at you guys like you're fucking retards.
With my good friend Greg from Real Rejects. He was right next to me, and we were just like, the whole time, like not talking, obviously, because we're very respectful in a theater, but we both were just like,
yeah. Oh, so what you're saying is that you could control your fake reactions? Oh, that's not a reaction, is it, Nut Gobbler?
I'm having so much fun right now. Like, this movie is so good. It's so good.
I'm sure it is.
Julia Gardner is great as Silver Surfer. She adds.
Oh, yeah. MCU agenda. The Nut Gobbler loves the MCU agenda. Totally down for it. Next one is at 9 minutes 10 seconds.
Aspect. So I understand why it went in the direction it did. Right from the opening sequence, I was on the edge of my seat. I was very excited for what was to come. I cried twice. I won't tell you when. You'll probably figure it out. But as a mother, there were 2 moments where I fully cried.
Oh, the CGI baby made you cry? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I kind of probably seeing Pedro Pascal laying in bed with a baby would make me want to call the cops personally.
But I really just had a blast with this movie. I loved it. I think I like it more than Superman, which I loved Superman, but I love having both of these movies in theaters now. 2 incredible comic book movies.
Yeah, she cried when she ran out of food. That's when she cried. Abso-fucking-lutely. Okay, last clip from the Nut Gobbler. Real quick, 11:10 is the last one. Then we got a couple videos outside of Fantastic Four to get to.
Waited for the Fantastic Four First Steps. Oh, and the score. The score. Oh, my God.
Dude, calm down, Nut Gobbler. Jesus fucking Christ. This woman is fucking insane.
Scores. Waited for the Fantastic Four First Steps. Oh, and the score. The score. Oh, my God. The score is so good. You guys, the score is brilliant. brilliant. Like there's so many times. I know you have that like Fantastic Four. I can't do it. But I love that. And it shows up at key moments, but then the score in general is so good. There's so much I loved about this
Stop
movie. and the
moving
more
your
I think
hands
about it,
around
the
so
more
much.
I really, really loved it. But let me know if you are excited for it down below.
Good Lord. All right. Well, the Nut Gobbler, yeah, kind of moist. That was a very moist review from the Nut Gobbler, you guys. Very moist review from the Nut Gobbler.